morning. It is 23 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Healthy Kids Chaves County, we have Becky, Joyce, and, of course, Paula Camp back with us. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
And then also Andrew Graves from Graves Farm joining us as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's life treating everybody?
Good with the rain.
Pretty good.
Good?
Yeah, good.
I know it's a... And Andrew's the better expert on this. It's because, he's an ad guy. I mean, if anybody's want to, because rain's a good thing. We all hear the country songs. We know all about that. But there is too much of a good thing. I mean, as far as for you guys out at Graves Farm, is this all a blessing, or is it a blessing and a curse at the same time?
Well, when you're a farmer, you can complain about anything.
Sure.
Is the first thing. So, but, we do a lot more than just the vegetables in the garden.
Sure.
And so our main deal is alfalfa.
And it's a nightmare for that?
Yeah, when you cut hay, it's almost like a promise it's going to rain, and you lose a lot of money when your alfalfa gets rained on, and it's
Gotcha.
more labor, more time through the field. It's horrible.
Gotcha.
And you would rather it not rained, just for that reason. But of course, we all know that if it quit raining, we'd all be in trouble.
Yeah. So
right.
We roll with the punches.
Right.
So you got to deal with the hay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, it's a blessing in some aspects too. So we got to remember. I keep telling ourselves, but maybe we'll get a little bit of a respite tomorrow. Or I was looking, and the chances drop down to like 20% tomorrow. So
yeah, that's good.
That feels.
We've had 5 inches, and I know we've had more here in Roswell, and so it's time for it to go away.
Sure.
And a blessing for all our ranchers. I mean, they don't, they need this for that fall grass to come in. And
Right.
so,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it'll be a blessing later. Right now,
Right.
a lot of dirt kicking and stomping, but later we'll be like, oh, good thing we got that rain back.
Well, and it's good that it came slow too.
That's true.
The last rain we had was awful.
Right.
Because we
Exactly.
It floods us, and
10 inches in some places, and none of it.
at least this is a soaking rain.
Yeah.
It may over soak and oversaturate, but it had time to soak.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And I'm guessing too, for us, it's more beneficial too if the mountains get the water too, because that all comes down to us here.
Yeah,
And
it does. Our aquifers here are recharged by the Sacramentos.
Yeah, so
it's always good for the snowpack and the rain up.
Yeah, so that's where it really could use it. So hopefully Lincoln County's getting all of this rain too, and which I think they are from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
But that'll bode well for us later here.
Right.
But let's talk about your healthy kids first.
Okay. Well, I just called the rec center this morning to kind of check in with them. And,
Yeah.
they've got that outdoor pool closed because of the iffiness of whether it's raining or it's not. And so, but they do have the indoor pool open for lap swimming. They have water aerobics. And then all the other recreation parts are open. And then you also can rent the bikes to ride around Cielo Grande. So,
I still think it's nice when it's not raining.
Right.
It's kind of
The
nice
weather's
out. And
very
go
nice.
get the bike. And, if you got like a
Sure.
couple-hour window, go out there and ride around.
and then
it's not going to be too hot or anything.
Walks in the morning are great on the Spring River Trail. And
There is an advantage to
Right.
our. It does bring
Definitely.
cooler weather.
there you go.
Definitely.
Even though we did some kind of Freaky Friday thing with the Pacific Northwest, I don't know what happened there. I don't know if we peed in the same fountain or what, but they got all our weather and we got all their weather.
Right.
Something happened.
Yeah, it kind of slowed down the Olympic trials a little bit.
But
Yeah,
so,
in Oregon.
So we'll take advantage of some of those perks of getting their
Sure.
weather. Cooler temperatures. You don't feel like you're going to pass out when you walk down the end of the street or nothing here.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. This is the
Call
time
it
to
good.
get out and walk.
Yeah, absolutely. Take advantage of that.
Yeah.
While we're talking city, I just popped in my head. I want to mention this. Today they were supposed to do the ribbon cutting ceremony for the splash pad at the Carpenter Park.
Oh, right.
That got postponed because of the weather and stuff.
Right.
You don't really need a splash pad to splash right now anyway.
No.
So
Right.
the
Go find a
whole
puddle.
town's a splash pad right now.
But it's exciting that that's ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're really
It'll be
happy
kind
for
of
them.
nice because the other one, when it was open, is just kind of like crowded.
Yeah.
So this
No,
would
they
be nice,
can-
kind of spread some of that out and give the kids in that neighborhood.
Sure.
Folks
Folks from one end of town don't have to travel and vice
Right.
versa. They kind of
Sure.
got one a little more centrally located. So
Sure.
it's a good thing. So,
We've also been working with Boys and Girls Club.
okay.
We started the 5210 program, which
Okay.
is a 21-day challenge, and we do it with all grade levels in the summertime.
Okay.
During the school year, it's just targeted for third grade.
Okay.
But at Boys and Girls Club, they have quite an age range. So we challenge them to have 5 fruits and vegetables every day, 2 hours or less of screen time, 1 hour of physical activity, and the O is for H2O, drink water.
Okay.
So we had a presentation. Andrea Stapp from 4-H was involved with that, and Amy Steen, and 2 4-H members. I think they're seniors at Roswell High. And they came to the Boys and Girls Club with us, and we presented the program to the kids. So they're in the second week of it.
Okay.
So we're really happy that they're getting exposed to that. They may have already done it in school before, but you can't really do it enough to remind yourself to eat healthy and be active.
Absolutely.
So we're working on that, and hopefully we'll have a lot of medals to give out to kids that complete the program.
Sure.
Yeah, and Amy...
And that rubs off, too, because if the kids are doing it, then maybe the parents will be
That's
more
what
likely
we're
to
hoping.
participate in things, too.
That's what we're hoping.
Because parents, you never look good, man, when you're like, eat healthy, and then you're chewing on something just god-awful.
Exactly.
And then your best excuse is, well, I'm grown up and I can do it now.
I can do what I want.
Yeah,
No.
and it doesn't.
Everybody needs to be healthy.
Kids are too smart to it'll stunt your growth line doesn't work anymore.
Right. And Amy Steen is going to be going to Boys and Girls Club every Thursday she starts tomorrow.
Okay.
And then every Thursday in July, she will be doing a program with them, either on Rethink Your Drink, encouraging, to hydrate with water,
Yeah.
or it'll be some kind of nutritious lesson, make snacks.
Lay off the sugars.
And they'll make smoothies and learn how to do it where they still taste good, but they don't have to have a whole lot of sugar in them.
Well, I mean, you're seeing nationally in the news now that we're having kids, teenagers, and even younger than that being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes.
Exactly.
30 years ago, that was unheard of.
It
that was
was.
like, whoa, what are we talking about? And part of there's a lot of factors there, but drinking sodas by the armfuls here,
Yes.
that contributes to that. So when you got kids slamming down those sugared Gatorades, and they don't. I know they have the zero sugar options, and those are better options there. But all those sugary drinks, that's going to add up, and then the ice cream man comes. I don't know if that still happened. My neighborhood did, but
Yes,
and then all right, now I get that, and next thing you know, it's a whole day of just eating junk, and that catches up to you. It's not hydrating as much. I mean, the Gatorades do and stuff, but
Right.
But the
You
purpose
need
of drinking the water,
Right.
the water's what it does, and
And a long time ago, people had gardens.
yeah,
That was more common. That's why Andrew and his family and people that have that grow vegetables in our area are so important to us, because kids need a way to get that produce and so they can eat healthier. We kind of went the other way.
sure.
With everything being made ahead of time, and
Well, parents and everybody have more decisions to make now when we go to shopping for food and things
True.
like this. Technology has, I think, played a part in that, where you're seeing, because of getting food to wherever, the preserving it to last longer. And it's great for the business industry and getting food to people. But when it comes to the health and nutrition side, that wasn't the concern when they do this. So so when you go buy a like frozen meal,
right.
and just throw that in versus you going home and making the meal, you're not getting the nutrition. You're not getting the
Right.
same, because that beef or whatever that's in there may not be the same quality stuff that's coming up on the farms and the gardens and the ranches and things
Right.
like that.
Well, and Mike, it's even more so even with the fresh fruit.
Is it like that too?
Yeah, they've done studies. Colleges have done studies on the nutritional value of fresh fruit anymore, and even as far back as 10 years ago, to where it's 100 to 1. One strawberry that is homegrown has more nutrition than 100 strawberries
Wow.
at the grocery store.
That's crazy. I
Yeah.
knew it was
Yeah.
bad, but I didn't think it was that bad or that big of a gap.
And you can look that stuff up. I
Wow.
mean, it's commonly
Which proves the point, when you look for the fresh ingredients when you're going to the grocery store
Absolutely.
and things. Is it a little pricier? Sometimes it depends. Not always though. It's not always the case. And of course, make a Saturday trip out to the Graves Farm store out there. That's you go. If you got a big family, you have to go more than once. But one or two, you probably get away once a week. But
Right.
every time I go there, it's something different every time. And you have staples, and like every time, all right, I know I'm going to go there and get whatever. But because it's all over, some days you'll find some great eggs, and other days you might find some great turnips or something. It just depends on what's in season, what's going on, and it's all fresh local stuff. I mean, like the salsas and jellies and stuff are people made from local folks around here. So there's more to have at Graves other than shooting zombies and eating getting pumpkins and doing that stuff. There's some great. You can go out there and I would say a weekly trip out there just to check out the produce and things is worth it. Every family should be doing that.
And not only is it nutritious, kids see where it comes from. And then they learn that this is the best way to eat.
It was someone, and I don't remember was the talk. I was talking with someone earlier this week, and they were talking about like homegrown produce and how it looks because the the commercial crops, they're pumping them up with the whatever steroids, chemicals, and they making that tomato look like the tomato you think it's supposed to look like,
or the perfect carrot.
And then you got your home garden, and you're growing your tomatoes or your whatever, and you're like, these don't look like that, but they taste 1,000 times better than that pretty one. So if you want pretty food, or do you want tasty food? I mean,
healthy.
I know Chef Ramsay's going to be like, I want both and do all that. But I'm like, no. I'll stick with tasty over pretty, but that's what I mean is you're going to get a better quality product by just going and visit Graves, but then start your own garden. You're like obviously you can't grow everything Graves can, but if you're a corn lover or a tomato lover, start your own little tomato garden back there, and then pick up the rest of the stuff over at Graves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's definitely the way to go. I mean, the way the world's coming.
Sure,
you need to learn how to grow your food.
You
really need to, because the logistics of fruits and vegetables, they're getting further and further away from your home.
Wow.
And so, if anything bad ever happens, you're not going to have any food.
Yeah. I wonder if, because when we had the COVID pandemic here, and of course we had our local farms kind of pick up the slack there a little bit. And I'm kind of like, we should not stop doing that.
Yeah.
I'm like, why, now that we're going to, just off the top, we had like the meat, the ranchers are like, hey, come, we got beef, we got steak here. You guys are like, hey, come do our, that, it was better quality stuff, local, right here, I'm like, we got this right. Keep doing this. This is, we're pretty blessed to have, the dairy industry. We got a lot right here.
That's right.
We can hold our own for a while if we need to.
We have a unique area here as far as an economy, full-rounded economy to where we can. And it was good as far as that goes. We saw some benefits from it. And, 50, 100 years ago for sure, you did grow all of your own food. And it really should be the same way.
I think we need to talk to our leaders here, our school leaders, our city, county leaders, and say, hey, maybe we need to think about, utilizing our local resources here as our sources for food and things. A, it's healthier. B, logistics. I got to imagine a little easier to get food locally than it is to get food from Pango. I got to imagine it is. And then we're supporting and building and our own economy. We're doing. I mean, it's making us self-sufficient. So regardless of what goofiness happens in the world, at least our little bubble, we've got our people protected.
Yeah, we have our
That's a good
farmers
thing.
market coming up.
Exactly. There's July 10th, a week after all the UFO stuff this weekend.
Right.
Next Saturday will be the first farmers market, and it'll be every Saturday morning, 7 to 11. That's kind of the just a tip. If you're going for produce,
I know what you're going to say.
Be there
Go
at
early.
7. You think you're going to roll in there at 9 o'clock in your pajamas trying to check out, people are going to beat you to the punch. So
That's exactly
there's going to be
right.
cool stuff that you can get, but if you're there to get your produce on, be there at 7.
Right. And Andrew, the Graves Farms has.
Yeah, you
so
guys
they
are
come to the farmers
always
market.
one of the,
we
the
go to the
staples out
farmers
there.
market, absolutely. And of course, if you miss that, you can always come to the farm.
Yeah.
Right now we've got squash and zucchini and maybe some cucumbers coming off of the garden, but
Okay.
It won't be long. Probably another month we'll be in full swing.
Okay, so hold out. I mean, come out and do all that, but come each week because more produce, more varieties, more quantities. They'll be as the season happens, there'll be more and more stuff coming here. So here's the pro move. If you sleep in and space out on it, go out there, get your breakfast burrito, roll in at 8, 9 o'clock, get your breakfast burrito, maybe hit some of the nonprofits, and then drive your butt on out to Graves Farm and go get the good produce after all the other stuff's gone.
Exactly.
And he says the chili's looking good.
All right, chili season looking good.
Yeah, the rain actually was really beneficial for the chili.
So bad for alfalfa, good
bad
for chili.
For alfalfa, the chili's loving it. So
Well, I know your ranchers and stuff probably not too happy about that statement.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Roswellians going, I'm okay with that.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I can't eat cow. I'll eat green chili.
that's right.
Exactly. And, that's why we try to promote school gardens.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we have our New Mexico Grown Week where we highlight fruits and vegetables that are, purchased locally and from New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And, you mentioned getting people to support it. The legislature in New Mexico has been very supportive of New Mexico Grown.
Good.
And Dexter will receive, I believe, $6,000 this year to buy locally grown produce. Good news, Andrew.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And
That's absolutely, yeah.
RISD got $13,000
Let's-
because they're much larger.
I know our state likes to incentivize people to come and do things here. I'm like, well, let's incentivize people in here to come do things for us, too.
And they're trying to do that
Yeah.
because, hunger is a very, very important issue that has to be addressed.
And it shouldn't be.
No, not in this day
It should
and
not
age.
be. Our
No.
country and our resources and everything. We're the most blessed country on the planet. I don't think any of us can deny that.
Right.
This should not be a problem in 2021. We got lots of other problems. Getting people food should not be one of them.
Exactly. So we want to do everything we can. There's a New Mexico Grown Town Hall meeting this afternoon. It's a Zoom meeting from 2 to 4.
Okay.
And we're going to have it on our Facebook page. So anyone that's interested could get on that. You just have to, register with your name, who you are, and you'd be able to participate in that and see what farmers are doing around New Mexico. Andrew will be on it from our area, and I'm sure up north. Of course, they have the advantage of having more farms up there. But I think it'd be real interesting for people to see because this is the whole point. Trying to get people to learn to be more self-sufficient with their eating and make healthier choices. And that's why our school gardens are so important. We're so happy that we have Pecos and Nancy Lopez really rocking.
Right. And we thought we had a community garden going in Lake Arthur, and then they had a little problem with gophers.
Oh.
The gophers ate everything.
Right. So
Everything.
Yeah. So
Man.
it was kind of an experiment. First time they'd done that. And they
Sounds like Lake Arthur needs to come up with a gopher recipe.
That sounds
yummy.
Right. So,
But they're going to relocate it.
yeah.
Okay.
Change
To
where
my
they
belly, doesn't it? Sorry, I'm messing all the PETA people up.
Yeah, it would.
They're gonna not like your gopher.
That's right. The farmer and gardeners are like, yeah, eat that gopher.
That's right. They were so shocked. And they were going to have a pumpkin plant today, but obviously they're rained out.
Yeah.
They were going to have invite kids to come up and they would offer them pumpkin seeds and get their pumpkins going for the fall.
So might have to wait a week or two
Yes, till it dries out a little bit. But that's up and coming, which is a great thing.
Right. Sure.
And Hagerman, we have gardens in Hagerman and Cody Montez, the FFA teacher down there, is helping us with that.
Okay, cool.
She gets her kids out there and they help, till it up and get it ready. And the kids, if they can plant, if they can't, they plant for them and then the kids take care of it.
Okay.
Their summer school is doesn't start till July.
Okay.
So it'll start, I guess, Monday.
All right.
So they're going to get going with that too. And then at Dexter, Shelley Montgomery that comes with us, she started an herb garden
Okay.
to help with the cooking, to put in her cafeteria.
I could donate a
food.
Bob Ross to put some
there
herbs
you
on
go.
if we want to make Bob Ross herb head.
There you go. What did we buy for her to go? Cilantro,
parsley, dill,
oregano.
Okay.
that kind
Kind
of
of the
thing for
staples.
seasoning. And so she has that going, and she
Great.
sent us a picture, which has it been on Facebook, or it will
Not
be?
yet, yeah.
It will be.
Well, that's great because that's how you could teach kids
Yes.
to like things they don't like. You know, and
Yes.
it's like, okay, yeah, that broccoli stinks, doesn't it? Let's put some of these seasonings on it and let's see how that
Exactly.
broccoli tastes. You know?
Exactly.
And it doesn't have to be cheese all the time either.
No,
I know
it
the
doesn't
craft
have
people
to
want to
be.
tell you that, but it doesn't have to be cheese. There's other things you can put on broccoli that make it taste
True.
good. And I ain't gonna lie, cheese is delicious on it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And if that gets you started eating it, that's okay.
Well, here's the difference. Go grab, again, whole cheese, real cheeses. Don't get the Velveeta goo that's sort of cheese and sort of 20 other things.
Right.
And that's the
Try
difference.
not to choose processed.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
You want
You know,
natural.
go to that section in the deli that they have hunks of cheese, and you go buy and then go over to the appliances or the
Right.
pots and pans section. They have a thing called a cheese grater. Be careful.
Right.
If you don't use it right, you might get a finger. But they have these little grates on them, and then you put that block of cheese and you rub it right up against that thing, and then at the bottom, shredded cheese comes out, and then you can put it on your
cheese
pizza.
Doesn't come grated?
Yeah, it doesn't
Ow.
come. It doesn't come off the cheese tree like that.
Yeah.
So grate it, and then you can put it on your pizza or wherever you're gonna do there.
Right. It'll make it better for
But
you.
that's been good with our gardens at like I think we've mentioned before at Pecos. They have grown strawberries and carrots and squash and different things, and the carrots come out and they're funny shapes. I
Oh,
mean,
man.
like, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And but we took those carrots and took them to our cafeteria over at Goddard, and Kim Meeks had her staff cook them, and then they take them back to Pecos, just to Pecos. 'Cause
Sure,
they're the ones who
they're the
grew 'em.
ones that was their fruit of their
And then
labor.
the kids actually got to eat what they had grown, and
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
it's
That
so
is cool.
Yeah.
surprising that they're like, whoa, that's what a carrot looks like. You know, they
And
didn't even
that's
know
what
what
it
it looked
tastes
like when
like.
they
Yeah.
pulled it out of the ground, and it was great. And they even had different colored carrots. And,
Blue.
You know, yeah, some purples. And
Good.
So it was neat to see from the start to when they actually got to eat it. And,
Sure.
And then they put butter and some things on it to kind of give it. But they
Something
really
of
are
familiarity to 'em.
They're
Yeah.
sweeter.
Right.
Those,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They
they're
have
way
a better
tastier
flavor.
you know,
than
than
they're.
a carrot, like some carrots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it was,
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have to douse them in ranch dressing because you know
No,
to get
you
some
don't. You
taste
just
on.
want to eat the vegetable.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we need more of that, you know, where the kids actually, a lot of them don't know that cheese doesn't just come in a bag and grated, you know,
Right.
or, you know, the things that Andrew was talking about being processed and how they aren't as healthy. And so hopefully,
And
I
that's
think that turn, it's kind of coming around.
well,
there's-
and we got into an age of convenience, and that's
That's right.
where that's kind of taking that step back. It's just
Right.
easier for families to go through the drive-through real quick, or pick up that frozen lasagna and throw it in the oven for an hour and sit down. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing to do sometimes, but it's a bad thing to do every night. That's
Well-
where it's a problem.
And society changed. 50 years ago, a lot of women worked at home.
That's true too.
And then now
Someone had the time to prep and
they
do all
had
the things
time,
that
more
require.
time to cook. But
You guys
now-
have actually a lot of great things to beat because I get it. People are like, you think I'm gonna sit there and cut all that up and do all? Yeah, let me get to the list of 37 other things I got to do today.
Exactly.
But there's ways to do that. You can pre-cook, like sometimes your weekends free up. All right, maybe that's a good time to open up the grill up your meat for the week. Maybe cut up your
Right.
vegetables and
Think
things
ahead.
you need, your fruits, and get that done. Put together some salads and things that you can put in a bag or vacuum seal up, and that way when Monday night and kids got soccer, baseball, and 27 other things, you just pull one of those bags out of the freezer, heat it up, and voila, fresh food ready
and
for dinner.
that saves money. If you buy in bulk, go to Andrew's place and buy corn. Blanch it, get it off the cob. You can freeze those.
Sure.
And then you have fresh produce.
You can make your own
for
quick
your meal.
fixins that are
Yes.
way fresher and healthier with
Yes.
fresh products rather than wait for Stofers or someone else to do it
Yeah,
for you.
absolutely. That's actually one of my goals.
Yeah.
Is to go a whole year without buying anything from a grocery store.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
So we're-
That's
we're
Is there,
great.
gonna-
is there
and
a
we're-
go-to you have to have that you haven't learned how to figure out to grow or make yet?
Well, there's quite a few, but
Well, like I have to. Like you said, I ain't doing this till I got this. Because I ain't missing a whole year without this.
Yeah, sweet corn.
Sweet corn?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
Can't live without my sweet
Well,
corn.
I think you're pretty set up to nail that one.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm okay with that one. And then, we do the green beans.
you don't have to learn how to brew beer or nothing yet.
No. I'm actually lucky. I don't actually drink.
Okay, so one less out there.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm telling you, all you people that brew your own stuff, stop. You don't know what you're doing. It's garbage. And you get foo-foo with it. There's only so many names you can put on these things. And for the love of God, man, do we got to stop putting pumpkin and everything on it in the fall? Come on. There is other fall flavors than
pickle.
pumpkin.
The new age pickle.
What? You know what? Y'all want to be hipsters with all that stuff? Be hipsters with food. Go start your own gardens, do your little hipster thing, and guess what? That's going to be way more beneficial than you making your stupid
really
beer that
is.
nobody cares about except you.
And what about, Andrew, what about canning?
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. Canning and jarring mainly is what we're doing. And then, of course, we try to stay away from freezing as much as possible because, it only lasts 2,
Sure.
3
That's true.
years.
Yeah,
That's
depending
true.
on.
Opposed to canning and jarring that can last 20.
My biggest hurdle, do you can meats? Because
No.
that's the one I know, like Amish and all, they do all that meat canning. I'm like, I don't know if I can get past that one. That
Yeah.
one's a bit
I have not
rough.
tried that.
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah, I know that's big in Amish world. They can meats, among other things. But because I see the shows, I get all,
Right.
hold on. We got an EAF. Sorry, that was a test. Hey, let's wait till we got a flash flood warning going on to send out an EAS test. Let's make people more nervous. Yeah, good job there, geniuses. Sorry.
Tell it like it is, Mike. Tell it like it is.
Sorry.
And I think, going back to the canning, I believe that the extension office used to teach a class in canning.
Yeah, in fact, they probably still do or would if anybody was interested.
Right.
And I think that's something that would be very important.
Yeah, to us, and you were talking about convenience because the bottom line is you need to be eating local food for health benefits if you don't do anything else.
Sure.
Right.
If you don't do anything else, eating local or from your backyard vegetables will
Exactly.
benefit your health.
I heard like honey's the big one there. Like if you eat local honey versus just off the shelf
your
honey,
allergies that
Yeah.
the
have
benefits and everything is night and day. I mean, it's a drastic difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. The honey's a huge thing. And,
Yeah.
of course, the price just keeps going up because we're having problems keeping bees. And we keep having colony collapses and things like that to where, pesticides on a commercial possibly could be the reason. We don't know why there's colony collapse, but
Well, I will say this: if you live, particularly out in the county, but anywhere, if you're living and you see a big nest or anything form, please just don't kill it, knock it down. Call the Bob Reeds out there, because what they'll do is they'll say, no, that's hornets. Let's need to get them. No, those are the bees. If you just let them hang, they migrate and go, or we can get our bee guys out and move them to a more suitable location.
Yeah.
But if you do come across that at your own property, just don't buying chemicals and kill them. Make sure that they're the kind that they're not pests. We don't want to kill the helpful ones. We just want to get rid of the pests. So
yeah, and sorry, I kind of got off that train of thought. But as far as I was saying the convenience of the canning and jarring, because for me, one time a year we put up green beans, or we put up sweet corn, or we put up black eyed peas, or whatever it is we're doing. I do it once. And yeah, it's a lot of work for that day. But then it sits on a shelf, and every time I want it for a side dish, I go open a can and pour it into or put it in the microwave or into a pot to heat
It's now a
it.
quick fix,
done.
instant meal. Yeah.
So it is convenient.
Yes, it is super convenient.
You just got to prep it and do it yourself.
That's right.
And you can make that a fun family thing. Make all right, the third Saturday of the month is Family Cannon Day, and we all sit and we get our food for the month right there, or pick
And
whatever your
if
thing.
people would just do it once, if they just try it, take one vegetable, do it once, it's really fun to do, and especially if you've got other people
family.
doing it or a family.
Pick something familiar to you too, like if
Like
it's
the green beans.
Yeah, pick something you know and
green
love.
beans, black eyed peas.
You don't have
sweet
to
corn.
grab something weird off the get go. Grab
That's
something
right.
you know and love and you tried and
Just
true,
see
and
how
give it a try.
convenient it is during the year.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
maybe you'd be ready to try more, you know?
And I know we all have sweet tooths and things, but you know what? You can make that stuff too, and it's a lot better for you. That honey we were talking about, that'll fix a lot of sweet tooth.
No, you can make jellies and jams
Yeah.
are always really good to can.
Yeah.
So.
We're running out of time here. I just
Okay.
happened to look at the time here. But hopefully a few people listen, maybe got a few wheels turning up in their
Right.
heads and saying, you know what? And you know what? You know, you always hear the saying, how do you eat an elephant? And you can eat one bite at a time. Eating healthy is the same kind of way. If you do some people cold turkey and drastic, some people work that way, but most of us don't. Gradually incorporate more of this stuff and your body will start changing, and the foods too. Your body will crave the food you put it in. Yeah, it's going to hate the salad or whatever the first but if that's your regular staple, when you stop doing it, your body's gonna be like, no, I'd rather have the salad than the Twix bar.
And you'll feel better.
You will.
A salad
And
makes
Andrew,
you
what
feel
are your
better.
hours at Graves Farm?
Right now they're 8:30 to 5:30 Monday through Saturday.
Very good. Come
Okay.
on out to Graves Farm. You can go to the website too.
Yeah.
Is it gravesfarm.com?
And Facebook too, and
Yeah.
it's gravesfarm.com.
Yeah, you can go and learn that way. You can, and of course, if you have any questions, you can call the number. They'll be happy to. By the way, when you come out to the market, they accept EBT and all that stuff. So
And double up bucks.
Yeah, so
we
they
do
do
double
all
up.
of that. So you can
Do
use.
you do that at the store as well?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so you
Okay,
can use that
keep that in
assistance to
mind.
get healthy foods right there. You don't have to buy the Cheetos on the store.
Exactly.
Take your EBT card out there and go get you some produce. Go get you.
Chili will be ready mid-August.
There you go.
Looks like mid-August. Right?
And you get friends when you have chili in your house.
And then we'll be open Sundays when the chili starts.
Nice. And by the way, if you love roasting yourself and all that, you can do that. But if you don't, let the folks at Graves. They'll roast them and do all that stuff too.
They freeze it,
Yeah.
and I've sent it to my son.
Yeah, are you guys able to still ship and all that too?
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
like
haven't had any problems
Tell,
thus far.
because I know I've got a few family members that don't live here. They don't live here. They come visit, and they got in love with green
Right.
chili, so they get like the Graves website, and so they get their own
I've
green
sent
chili.
it to my son. No matter where he was in Michigan one summer working,
Yeah.
and even in Texas, he's like, chili's not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
So I've sent it over there, and
Yeah.
so it's
Don't
it's
eat that Colorado green chili. That
No.
messes.
Yuck.
Yeah. What is
Yeah.
that about?
It's a cuss word around here.
That's like going to Alaska for beach time. That's just dumb.
Right. That's not good.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all
Thank
next
you.
time.
Okay.